author interview with one of the most fabulous authors I've ever read. You will love her and her books. Are you excited?
Very.
Do you know this author?
Quite well, yes.
Fantastic.
Yes, I do. I've known her all my life.
All your life?
Yes.
Forever and ever?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Her name is Carol Sabel Blodgett.
That's my name.
You're kidding.
I know.
Holy moly.
I know it.
You guys have the same
and
name.
Here we are.
Here we are.
You're so cute.
I know. I'm adorable.
Very adorable.
So, we are going to talk about your books.
Okay.
You've got a few.
I do.
A couple.
14.
More than a couple.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. 14.
14 fabulous books.
Some under a ghost. Well, if I count the ones I've ghost written, then I've got 21. But I can't count those because I signed an NDA. So.
Oh.
Yeah, that's okay.
Don't count them then, but
we
count
won't
them.
count them. Yeah. Books written.
Books written.
Books claimed is 14.
Books claimed is 14. Books written is 21.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yes.
All right. So let's.
Busybody.
You are a busybody, just like those Romans.
Yes, indeed.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. All right. So start off by telling us a tiny bit about yourself.
Oh my God.
You know you. You said you've known you your whole life.
But I don't find myself to be that interesting. So, I have 3 sons, lots of dogs, married.
Lots of dogs.
I have lots of friends.
Lots of friends.
I am an Iowa transplant.
You're a breast cancer survivor.
Yes, that's important.
That's important.
Do I have my bracelet on today?
You
I
do. There.
The pink one. And you know what? It's funny because this is one that I got 2 of these are different colors. It says she doesn't fight alone.
She doesn't.
No, it's not the one I meant to grab today, but I did, and I thought, oh, how cute.
It is cute.
Yes, it is cute.
You don't fight alone. You've had lots of us fighting with you.
Yes, I have. Going to appointments and surgeries and all kinds of jazz.
Yeah. It was something.
Yes, it was. You met my oncologist.
I did. He was lovely.
He is a lovely dude.
I liked him.
Smart guy. Saved my life.
And we're glad.
Yes. Happy to be here. I had very early stage. But he found out that my parathyroid was going to kill me, and because my levels were really high, and if I hadn't had cancer, that wouldn't have been found.
Interesting.
It would have shut my kidneys down and killed me.
Why do kidneys? Why
I
do
don't
they
know.
get so lazy?
They're hateful. Mine and yours, but mine are okay now.
Good.
On the mend. Yay.
All right.
There it is.
There
That's
it is.
me.
That is you, and I know all of that is true because I've known you for a minute.
Yeah.
Let's show some books.
This is your deal. Oh God.
This is my deal. This is my deal.
It is.
Let's start with the Wanderer series.
Okay. What about it?
Tell us about it.
It's a 6-book series.
It is.
Yes. It's
amazing.
It's out of control.
I'm gonna marry Jarius one day.
He's not in this book. He doesn't come along until the 2nd book.
I know, but he's mentioned.
Yeah, well, yes, he is. I guess so. I did make that up.
You made.
I haven't read that book for a long time. I probably couldn't tell you what's in the middle of it.
Wandering.
And other things.
And other things.
Sexy stuff.
Lots of it.
Murder, death stuff.
Travel.
Lots of travel.
They go all the places.
Well, yeah.
They do.
As you should.
As you should.
Yes.
As you should. It's a great series, though, for real.
Awesome. Thank you.
I read it because I know you. I mean, you know, this isn't my forte.
It's not.
But I'm so glad I did. I would have been sad not having read it.
You would have never known.
I would have never known, but I would have been sad.
Okay.
But I wouldn't have known I was sad.
I'll give you that.
Yes. We were introduced through a mutual friend.
Yes.
And she was like, you have to read these books. And I did. After I met you. Because at first I wasn't going to.
You're like, no, I don't care.
Oh, it looks lovely.
It's scary.
I'm okay. I don't really like scary.
Well,
and it really isn't. It's not that scary. Which book is it where she's...
You're You're gonna start giving shit away.
Yeah, there's one. There's one where you're like, oh, kind of scary. When she went to live with her daddy against her will.
Oh, yeah, that's the third one.
Yeah.
Vanished.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then her half brother had to come in and there's
Stop,
that one.
Stop ruining the things.
I'm sorry. That one kept me on the edge of my seat.
That's a consensus. That's the favorite out of the series. Is the third one.
No, it was
just what I hear from readers.
It was a good one. And there's stalking involved. It has all of the good stuff.
Yeah, it does. I think.
Me too.
Yep. That was put out by my agency, and then I left and write independently now with my partner, who also left the same agency.
All right. Well, let's get into the partner.
Oh, yes. Let's do.
So you guys have 2 out together?
Yes. We're working on the third one to get it kicked. That'll be Legacy.
Legacy. So we have
Solstice.
Solstice is book 1.
Yep.
Purgatory is book 2.
Yep.
And then you'll have Legacy. Is it just going to be 3? For right now?
So far. Sometimes.
Wanderer was just supposed to be 3, wasn't it?
Yes.
And then you doubled that.
Oh, yeah, because I had all kinds of ideas that came out. I get my ideas when I'm writing. I know people like to sit down and try to outline, and I don't know how people sit there and they're like, well, I sat up all night and I plotted and I can't do that. My brain doesn't work on it unless I'm typing it out and thinking on it. And once I start to come up with, or lack of coming up with things, when I come up with, I'm like, what, this sucks. And then I stop and I take a break. Okay. I'm like, this is dull. And I delete all of that and then I start over. Not the whole book, but, chapter by chapter. I wrote a chapter this morning. And I'll probably write a chapter tonight on the project I'm working on. And
awesome.
Yeah, it's not my project.
No. But you got to get it done so you can do your project.
Yes, I have to get done with that.
Get
so
that
I can
done.
move on to all this other crap so I can move on to that.
Yes. So this one, Ancient Grudge. This is the first book. In what is going to be a series.
I think I'm just writing 2.
Just 2?
But, it depends. Like I said, it depends on how much I come up with. I have to write a second book because my friend Rochelle is like, hey, have you started Ancient Grudge 2 yet? And I hear, that's your book, by the way.
I know.
I have to borrow it. I don't have my own copy right now.
See, she even signed it for me. I have
asked me
autographed copy that she took back.
I had to borrow it. I need to read it.
She took back.
Okay, take the goddamn thing.
You can have now, it. She is always grateful for her own friendship.
No. You're making it sound awful. I know
1/15 of 19, 5 years.
Yeah.
This has been out for 5 years.
I know it.
And there's not a 2.
I've been working on other stuff. Get off my back.
All right.
No, I know it needs a second book. I had all kinds of ideas for it, and I know that once I read that, all my stuff will come back to me because that's how it does. But Rochelle really needs the second book.
She does. Keep on her, Rochelle. We all do. Yeah. We all really need the second book.
I need the second book. I love that story. That book was crazy fun to write, and I can't wait to get back and read it. I started reading it the other day, and it's so stupid. I'm like, that's pretty good. So stupid.
When you read your own stuff, do you
cringe? Yeah.
I wasn't gonna say that.
I'll say it.
Can you separate?
Separate what?
Like,
in what way do you mean?
Reading a book, like, it's good. Do you think the whole time, oh, this is me?
No, actually, not at all, because I don't usually remember what I've written. Okay. The truth is easier to remember. Right. Then you shouldn't lie. Well, if you can't remember your lie, I surely can't remember 300 pages in a book and go, okay, what did I put there? Oh, yeah. Oh, I forgot about this. And, I do that.
I know. Having edited for you, I know.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Like, I love this story, but
I need more.
Can you please tell me how she ran away when her legs were broken? That was in Trophy.
Because I had gone back in and added something, and then I didn't go fix it later on. That's why you have an editor. You have to have an editor.
I'm glad she had, I don't know, adrenaline or whatever it was. I'm glad she got away, but
that wasn't it.
Please keep in mind her legs were broken.
I had to, that's why I hate to go
or
back.
she had a huge gash or something.
And add and change and anything. I forgot all about that. Because, you have to be careful when you go back and add or subtract because you have to remember all the places that you had that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's when I got to the end of Wanderer. I was trying to figure out what to do with my female lead character girl, and I got to the end and realized, oh, I'm going to do this. And then I had to go back through the book and drop a tiny hint here and a tiny hint there because otherwise you just show up and it's like cheating. It's like when you're watching a movie and then the bad guy comes in like the last 10 minutes, like, dude, no, because you didn't have this person all the way through this.
Right.
So I had no opportunity to be like, oh my God, is it this guy or is it this chick or whoever? It doesn't work that way. You need to have it in there. So I went in and added just little tiny hints that, I don't know, I had a lot of fun with.
I can think of them, and I'm pretty sure.
Are you sure? We'll talk after.
There was, a maid.
No.
No?
No. We'll talk about it when we're done
All
with this. Because I want to hear what you have to say. But I don't want to blow anything.
Right.
If anybody decides to read, because
you
I
should.
hate that.
You should read it. And now, let's pause the interview. No.
I'll remember to ask you when we're done talking smack.
We can discuss it on the drive home.
Yes, we can.
You also have 2 on Kindle Vella.
I have a couple on Kindle Vella.
The Innocent Daughter.
Yes, and Trophy. And something Lauren and I were working on. We haven't been able to revisit it. She got busy with editing all through the end of last year, and I started ghostwriting all through the end of last year. So we're going to reconverge here. Reconvene. We're going to reconvene.
I mean, you converge if you want to, but
no.
Probably reconvene.
Yeah, I write words for a living.
I know.
Reconverge. Stupid. But anyway.
You write good words.
Yeah, well, sometimes.
I am your editor. I can tell you write good words.
You are one of my editors, that's for sure. We've got 3 of you. Well, Samantha, Lauren.
And me.
You. Well, I can't remember. Which ones did you edit? I don't even remember.
I edited...
Did you edit Thaddeus?
I edited Thaddeus.
Okay.
I edited a couple of the Moncrief Legends. I don't remember when, but I want to say the last 3.
Might have been.
And Innocent Daughter. And Trophy. And we had to have a heart-to-heart about Innocent Daughter because you got tired of writing that one halfway through.
Yeah.
You lost interest in it.
Well, I should have never stopped writing it, was the thing. I had to stop and go on to something else and then come back to it, and I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
And you should have kept that rage going.
Because I was like, what?
I'm just trying to get done with it.
And I was like, you calm down. Sit your butt down.
Fix this.
Finish this.
Yeah.
You just left me hanging. Like, walk off.
I can tell that so often when I read other books. I'm like, yeah, they got tired of this.
Yeah.
Because you do. It's no different than anything else. You're like, I can't stand to look at this again. But yeah. That's like Wanderer. I'll never read Wanderer again. I've read it like 400 times. It's for real. Getting through it, reading it for content, reading it for errors, reading it with my other editor, and you have to read it out loud so that you are, because so often when we write, we know what we mean to say, but that's not always is it what comes out on the page. So you're like, oh God, that's not at all what I meant to say because I wrote it wrong.
I get it. Yeah. Like Trophy, I got lost in that one. I quit editing. Oh, I got so lost in the story.
You didn't get lost with what I was saying.
No, I got so into what you were saying, I got lost with my job.
You're not the only one.
And I got halfway through. I edited the first half of the book, and then there were twists and turns, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And then I forgot I was editing, and so then I'm like, here's half of your book. I loved the other half too.
But I didn't make any notes.
I didn't do the job.
No, that's Lauren and I had that with one editor that we got our work back and she was so full of praise. She was so sweet. She's such a lovely person. And then we get reading it, we're like, there are all of these egregious mistakes that we had made because I write the odd and she writes the even. So we have to read each other's and then go from there. And it was just so fun because you and I are going to do that too. I love it that we have that planned out. I can't get enough of it. Honestly, I can't get enough of it. But I walk by my computer and I will side-eye that son of a bitch because I'm just like, you know what? I don't want to eat. The hardest part of writing is sitting down and doing it. Mm-hmm. It really is, because you're like, okay, I will write till I get a headache. Because it's all in your head.
And you got to get it out.
And you've got to, banging away on the keyboard, trying to get it all out. And then you're like, okay, I've got a headache, so I've written enough for now. And you go, I'm going to go sit in the dark someplace and just try to stop thinking about it. But, I didn't write my first book until I was 38 because I knew once I started, I would never, ever stop. Mm-hmm. And I didn't want that commitment. I really didn't. I started writing. In third grade, I knew this is what I wanted to do.
That's awesome.
Because I was writing, little Halloween stories for Miss Black in my class back in Washington. And it's just like, oh my God, this was the most fun I'd ever had. Awesome. I remember being a little girl and thinking that, and I probably wrote the worst story ever. But I had
you were in third grade.
I had the most fun with it. It was fun. And, I've always known, I took all kinds of lit classes and comp classes all through school. Mm-hmm. And loved it, but I knew if I got, and when I used to work at a pharmacy, and one of the pharmacists had asked me, about my first book. He's like, what made you decide to, shop that book around to publishing houses? And I said, because I knew it was good. And I don't say that trying to be arrogant. I read it and I was like, that's good. I put everything into it. Right. My brother was dying, and just, there was so much right here that when you kick it out, you kick it out. And,
it was a therapeutic, separate
kind of. It's just I've got all of this. I'm not mad that he died. I'm not mad at God that he died.
Right.
I'm just sad. Mm-hmm. And that was so much anxiety because, he was going through cancer treatment. He had bone cancer, which, is incurable. There's, you don't live. Maybe, I hope some people have. I do. I don't wish it on anybody, but, it had all these things going on in life, and you're like, I am just so filled with, anxiety and angst and, everything. So, if you don't sit down and bang it out, yeah. That's how you get it out.
That's how you get it out.
I know so many people, oh my God, I wish I could write. You can. If you can tell a story or you can hold a conversation, you can do it. You just have to have the will to sit down and do it. And like I said, I don't plot. One of my, a friend that I have that, I kind of, I ghostwrite for her. God bless her. She's like, she's been taught that this is how you do it. You sit there and you think up characters and you write them all down. And no. And I love her to death. And I'm like, baby, you are making it way too hard. Just sit down and start to write. You can't edit a blank page. You just, you have to have something down there. You can add to it. You can subtract from it. You can do whatever you want. But, to sit there and come up with characters and then that I can't do it that way. Maybe some people can and maybe they're great at it. But I am not.
You just need to do it on the fly.
Yeah. I think that's when you're most creative. And with my first book, there was a woman that my husband worked with, and she was reading it, and she told him, I know where this is going. I got it all. Oh, I don't know where this is going. And she had written me this really nice review. I don't go and read reviews, but my husband said, well, she left you one, and she didn't have to. Nobody has to. I haven't asked anybody to.
But it helps. If you read a book and you love the book, leave the review. It helps the author.
Sure, it really does. If you don't like it, maybe consider all the work they put into it, and maybe just.
And if it's like me, not my genre, keep that in mind whenever. That's what irritates me the most.
Yeah.
This isn't the kind of stuff I like to read, so I'm giving it a 2-star. That is not the author's fault.
No.
Anyway, that's my little.
No, that's funny because I have a couple of reviews that this lady was personally upset with me that Wanderer was part of a series. Personally angry. I'm so angry. I loved this book and I got to the end of it and it was a series. But it says that on the front cover, on the spine, the first couple of pages, on the back, it is everywhere. Hey baby, this is part of a series.
That's awesome.
So then she read the second book and she left me a review. Well, I really love this book, but I'm really angry this part of the series. Then just stop.
Just really, yeah.
Please don't read any more of my work. Thank you for, whatever it is that, you I don't know. She felt that she needed to say these things. And okay, but yeah,
Yeah, it's awesome. Listen, I'm mad at you because I don't like to read series, and you wrote a series.
And I read the first one, and I really loved it, but darn it, it's not the end of it. And that's, people are, well, you left it on a cliffhanger. Well, I do. That's my personal.
Kind of what you do with series.
That's what I do.
Why would you come back and read?
Well, my agency, yes, they said, well, we don't want to leave it on a cliff. There was somebody at this agency had rewritten my entire last chapter, rewrote it completely. I don't even remember. If I still have the email, I don't know, but I had lost my ever-loving mind.
I could see that happening.
And, well, we just didn't want you to leave it on a cliffhanger. Great, leave it alone then. I'll take my book elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But it was, well, we don't want somebody reading it feeling like they have to buy the next book. Then don't.
Right.
If you don't want to, but I'm not changing the ending. Well, here, we rewrote the whole ending. Okay, I'm not using it. You might be my agency, but remember, it's your work. Mm-hmm. It is my work, and if you don't want it to go out like this, by all means, we'll part ways. There are always more places out there to put your book out through. It just, it's your work. Don't sign your rights over. Don't ever sign your rights over, because you lose everything. You have no royalties. You have nothing. Zip.
Good to know. But you indie now, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yes, Lauren and I indie together. She's put out everything of mine. She's put everything out on Amazon. I have great cover artists, and yeah, we just kick it.
You do have great cover.
I know. I love that cover
art. I do too.
Yeah. I
love the box.
Mm-hmm. I like the funky. I found that the funky font that the C's backwards and it's very witchy.
It is,
and it's a witchy kind of book. I don't know. Witches are fun. I loved it. Those are both witchy.
Mm-hmm. That's a witch's ball
that we talked about.
In one of our episodes.
Lauren found it.
God love a good witch's ball.
No doubt.
And it has evil spirits trapped in there.
Does.
I can tell.
Yep, you can see it.
I can tell.
You can see it.
And we don't have the rest of Wanderer, but the covers are all.
They're so good. Mm-hmm. I have such great artists.
Yeah.
Yep. Fun. And it just is.
It is. Just is. I like it. All right. So
now what?
We have.
You have more questions?
Yeah, I do. I have questions. Because we are a superstition.
We are.
We
are a superstition podcast.
We are a superstition podcast.
Yes.
And there are superstitions about everything.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yes,
what I want to know.
Lay it on me.
What does your writing area look like?
It's been lots of things. I used to just sit on the end of my bed with my laptop, and the kids are little and they're playing in the next room, and I've got the door open, so I can see them, but I'm just in here. And one of them left a bunny outside the door to watch me, to make sure I was okay.
I love that.
Oh, I now have a picture of it.
Cute.
Couldn't get it to set up, so he had a little roll of duct tape, and he set it in the duct tape so that
it could
yes,
take care of you.
It sat up and watched me, little pink bunny.
So when you first started, there was no dedicated space.
No, you just. Didn't. And then, people got bigger, and when my twins went to preschool, when they were 4, and they went to preschool, my oldest was also in, of course, elementary school. And then I just sat at the end of the table, and, I would pull my laptop out. My husband didn't know I was writing a book. Nobody knew I was writing a book, because I don't want to hear it. I don't want your advice.
Right.
I don't want to know what you think, because I'm doing this, and this is mine.
Right.
Well, what if you... No. How about if you... Nope. I'm not listening. This is mine. Leave me alone.
It is your thing.
Well, yeah. If somebody else wants to write a book, by all means, go write your own book. But don't tell me how to write mine. I won't hear it. I'm very single-minded in that. This is mine. Yeah, Lauren and I. Lauren and I, we're partners. But when it's just mine, go away. And I'm unapologetic about that.
But I don't blame you.
Now it is, it's my kitchen table, because I don't have an office at my house. But my dining room is actually just kind of an extension of our kitchen. I don't consider it a dining room. It's not big enough, and especially with my children being over 6 feet tall, and I mean, we don't have room.
Right.
So I'm like, you know what? No more dining room.
It is now your space.
It is now my space, and I've got my little baby Yoda bobblehead pop Funko thing that Alex got me years ago, and because I love him, and I've got a Peanuts Christmas ornament there that I need to glue Sally back on, and I've got
what?
Peanuts. Charlie Brown.
Peanuts. That's not what I heard.
Did you think I said a Peanuts Christmas ornament?
I did, and I was wondering what
is wrong
Sally,
with you?
What's she doing? What is she doing with that?
She needs to be glued back on. She
Okay.
fell off.
That's a bad day.
Her little legs are all that's left on this, and then I've got her over here. I don't know why she came apart, but she did. I'm gonna take a picture of it and send it to you, because you're still thinking Peanuts Christmas ornament
with her legs still there.
You need swatted. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna do it.
On the plus side, you're not breaking up with me.
No, not yet. But I have, what else I have? I have a great big jar of change that needs to go to the bank because it's my son Drew's and I keep forgetting about it. And I've got the printer over here on this side, and I've got all kinds of just things that mean a lot to me. Just
like good luck charms? Are they good luck charms?
You could call it that. Janine got me a little heart that says, I love you, Mom.
Your daughter-in-law?
Yeah, she will be. Yeah, I mean they're engaged. They're so stupid happy and all that. But she got me, and it was on a necklace, but the chain, the little thing that holds it on broke, and so it's just sitting there until I can get it fixed. And I have Adam and Drew's senior portraits that they had taken at school. I've got them sitting there, and Alex had made me. With his 3D printer, he made me a little recognizer from Tron. You probably don't know what that is, but it's cool. And then
I believe you.
Yeah, and then I've got this little keychain from Spartan, where my oldest twin goes to aviation school, and then I've got something from the school my other son goes to, my culinary student. So
awesome.
I don't know. That's cool. What I have there. And dust.
Lots of dust.
And I got my little mouse pad over here. It's the Lord of the Rings mouse pad that Alex got me for Christmas a couple years ago. So
awesome.
I have everything around. I have just stuff around me that my kids have got me, that my friends have gotten me. Lauren sent me this necklace that's got this big globe kind of thing on the end of it, but it's got like glitter and stuff through it, so it looks like a witch's ball.
Awesome.
And I love it that she sent it to me, so it's hanging on one corner of my computer.
I love that.
Yes, there's probably more there. That's what I've got right now.
Is there anything that you can't have near you when you write?
I can't have the TV on, music. People are like, oh, I love to listen to music. Nope, I can't do it. I will.
You need quiet so you can hear your thoughts.
Yes, I need to have my phone not near me, because I'll be like, oh, I should look at, and then I'll end up on Instagram for an hour, and I'm like, I should have all this crap written.
I understand that.
Yeah, so that needs to stay away. I leave that in the other room. I just can't have noise. Which is why it's hard to get anything written, because, my husband will be in the other room with the TV on. And I'm like, dude, you're watching racing or football. And I give up. I'll just shut it off and go and watch football or do something.
So do you celebrate when the book when you're done writing, or do you celebrate once it's published?
Well,
when is the accomplishment for you?
When it's done. When I'm done writing it and I send it off to you or Lauren or Samantha, and then I celebrate by starting the next book right then.
Awesome.
I was done with Wanderer and I started Captive like 5 minutes later, and it's funny because it's I have the timestamp on my computer, so I'm like, I really did start that like 5 minutes later.
That's awesome.
Yeah, my next document, and I'm like, you know what? Don't lose your momentum. Keep going.
That's right. Keep going.
Because all of my stuff picks up exactly where the book before it ended. I think that's the best way to do it. Mm-hmm. I mean, I could have written a 10,000 page book for my first book instead of
that would have made that one woman happy.
Yeah, well, maybe.
Probably not.
Probably not.
She probably would have left a review about it being too long.
Probably, yeah. I mean, I love a good series. If it's got lots of books in it, and I love I'm in, dude.
I like it if I've discovered it after the whole series is out. Mm-hmm. I like it. If I have to wait,
yeah,
because then I have to go back and read, or I get lost, or I'm like,
Yep.
wait a minute, I don't remember this person at all, and then find out it was one of the main characters in the first 3 books, and I just blanked them because I fell in love with Jarius and forgot about the rest of them. Can't even tell you their names.
You don't.
But I love Jarius.
I know. I know. I've heard.
Erica. Erica is the main character's name.
Mm-hmm. You don't know anything about her.
And I can't remember the male main character. Seth, yeah. Yeah, but Jarius.
Mm-hmm. That's all you care about?
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God.
Yeah. Okay, I want to know, how many books do you have saved on your computer that are either unpublished or unfinished?
15 to 20, probably. Probably. And yeah, and my laptop, my other laptop, the one that just stopped working on me. I've got stuff stuck in there too that I'd like to be able to get out someday.
Is there any way to do that? Do you?
I don't know. I'm frustrated with it, so I just put it away, and I will.
Be mad about it.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, when I knew that it was starting to act up, I saved as much as I could on my flash drive, just like right now. Bang, 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 bang.
Good.
But there's stuff that I can't find, and I'm like, it's in there. It must be there. Yep.
Do you have any like rituals or anything you do before you sit down to write? Is there anything you have to do before you?
I have to be inspired to do it. I can't, like I said, the girl that I help write, I ghostwrite for, however you want to put that. She is taking some seminar that tells you put out one book every month. It doesn't have to be very good. Just keep, And there's so much of that that's flooded the market. And, I always knew that I'm like, how is this? Anyway, there's so much. And I'm like, how on earth? Well, that's how. Is that, it's a lot of stuff. I'm not against self-publishing at all. But, there have been people who are like, I was told by my professional editor that all editors are professional.
Right.
I don't believe an editor would tell you didn't need an editor. I hate editing. I absolutely freaking hate it with everything I have, because I had such a horrible experience with editors with my first book. Mm-hmm. And I mean, that's when I said, okay, I'm done with everything. And I left my agency. But, the thing is that I hate it. Lauren laughs at it because she's like, oh, I love editing. Tell me what I need to fix. I hate it. It just, it makes my guts churn, because, it can be so intrusive, because you're like, my second book, Captive, when I was still with my agency, the dude that was president of the agency wanted all my work, really loved what I had. But, I mean, he was so harsh. I mean, why would you write this? This is stupid. Oh, for real. Oh yeah, I have the emails and I mean all of that. But in Captive, he started reading it and trying to edit it without. I mean, you have to read the whole thing. You have to know what's coming up. You can't tell me I have to cut chapters 21, 22, and 23. I can't cut 3 chapters out of the middle of this book. This is important to later on. Well, you've lost the cool girl vibe. Go back and reread Wanderer. I wrote Wanderer. I'm writing Captive. I carry that cool girl vibe. You can my friends can read that book and go, I can totally hear your voice. Well, yeah. If it's not me, it's my friends that I've stolen stuff from our lives. There's so much. But I absolutely hate editing, but you have to do it. You absolutely must do it. That's where your mistakes get found.
Right.
And when you're trying to pump out a book a month and it doesn't have to be very good.
I mean, I'm thinking that's bad advice myself.
It's very bad advice.
Who's gonna buy the next
Well,
one?
that's the thing, is once you buy it, it's bought. That's their thinking.
True, but if you want people to keep buying,
yes, I agree.
They should probably be good.
I think so. That's why the 5th book with her is taking longer, because I'm like, we have to wrap everything up. Mm-hmm. It has to be, and I appreciate, this is what what she's been told. This is what this seminar is all about. But it's not always the way it is.
Right.
It's just not. It's just not always the way it is.
That's cute.
I mean, she's adorable. She's trying so hard. She's hustling. She's working, and I love her to death. But she's so troubled. And it bothers me. Writing's not, you're not supposed to be troubled. You're supposed to enjoy it.
Right.
And yeah. But anyway.
That's
the thing.
I get it.
Mm-hmm. You have to have an editor. That's where I'll go with it. You must.
Yes. Mhm. Do you develop a relationship with your characters?
Yes.
Do you love them?
I do.
And when you kill them off,
No,
are you sad?
I will never kill them off.
Okay, good.
Who have I killed off?
I can't think of anybody.
I haven't. I can't do it. I can kill off other characters. I can create a character with the idea that, you know what, this person's going to get killed.
And then you're okay with it?
Yeah, because that's...
Have you ever written a character with the intent of killing them off but fell in love with them?
Probably.
Probably
Jarius. I was going to kill him. No, I wasn't.
Dude.
I know. It's pretty harsh.
I know.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I mean, Lauren and I, in our book series, we had someone that we killed off. That was the whole point of it, is that he's such a rotten bastard that, you know, it feels good to kill him.
We were all
off.
okay? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have a good luck charm?
No.
No, you don't. I knew the answer to that one. Do you have a favorite word, unusual word?
I don't know. I like big words. Catastrophic.
You like indeed?
Cataclysmic. I do like indeed.
Indeed.
It's very agreeable.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
You say it to me a lot. Indeed.
I do. Yeah. I say it to everybody a lot.
I like it.
Yep. Marvelous.
Marvelous.
Just
Marvelous.
anything with, you know, it doesn't have to be writing. You need to use, you know, a lot of vocabulary because you get stuck and it'll get boring. But, you know, I hate reading a book where you have to go and look up every third word because the writer has, look how intellectual I am that I don't know what this means, and by, you know, I'm 6 pages in and I'm done.
Mm-hmm. And then you're looking them up going, dude, people haven't said that for 100 years.
Yeah, I mean, I like old words and big words, and you know, I really do, but there's a limit. Yeah. Come on.
I read a lot of historical fiction. That's my favorite, and it happens a lot. I'm like, oh, never heard this word before. And go look it up and find out nobody has heard this word in like 200 years. But
I probably don't even know how to say it.
Right.
How do we pronounce it?
It makes sense for the era but seriously, you can throw some...
You know, I hate stopping and going to look up a word and then going back to reading. It just bugs me to no end. I just want to go. Want to read it.
Right.
Just me.
I get it. Have you ever surprised yourself with something you've written?
Yes, a lot. When I was writing Wanderer, I wasn't going to have like all this sex in it, but when you write it and it doesn't have it, it feels like you're cheating. Your story falls flat. I mean, it does. It's an 18 and up book. It just is.
Just give them that relief, man. Come on.
Well, you know, when you're like, and then chapter 4. You know,
and then the door shut at the end.
Yeah, it's dull.
And then the next morning they opened the door and went back to the story.
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna write for younger, if you're gonna write YA, please do that. Otherwise, you know, if you've written it for adults, write it for adults.
I get it.
I mean, it doesn't have to be porn by any means. I mean, people can write erotica, and that's fine. But you know, just know your audience. Know your audience, I guess.
Do you incorporate superstitions and folklore and things like that into your writing?
Yes. Yeah, for sure. Some of the stuff I sent you, I texted you for our podcast. For Wanderer, which is funny because I didn't know at the time. I knew the legend of who now I know is the Wandering Jew, which is the idea for Seth. Oh. But you know, I mean, now the book's called Wanderer, and that was not. I forget what the title. I had an original title for it, and then when I got to my agency, they're like, "Why don't we call it Angel Eyes?" And I'm like, "Oh no, but you know, you're new," and I'm like, "Oh, that's a great working title." And I'm like going through words and vocabulary and everything I can to find something better. And then I was like, you know what, we're gonna change the title because they kept going on this theme that I did not want, and Angel Eyes was not fitting any. I hated it, as you can probably tell. You know, I can tell you hated it too. Or just hate
it doesn't match the book
at all. But so when I came up with Wanderer. I came up with 3 titles. I thought, you know what, let's do 5. And, you know, maybe I'll write more books with it because, you know, that's where we were going. Or that's just, you know, with reading it and having all these new ideas. Well, I could make this into like the 4th book. I could, you know, you can think that far ahead when it's your story and when you're
right.
like, I can make this go wherever I want. And this is what I want to do. You may change your mind. You may come up with a better angle. But, I mean.
And they're all one word.
Yes. Ancient Grudge is my only 2-worded title.
Innocent Daughter.
That's true. That's true. That's on Bella. I hadn't thought about that. But yeah, I wrote The Innocent Daughter after my brother died. So, and I was, you know, things had happened.
Just feeling it. Just feeling it.
For sure. For sure.
In the feels.
Yes. But yeah, like I said, Wanderer is really the only one that I've had any lore, I guess. Excuse me. I mean, Ancient Grudge, maybe, but
It has some. Like
it may have been unintentional, though. What were you going to say?
The box. There's lore about the whole, like...
I know what you're talking about,
yeah.
but I don't...
I'll have to look it up. There,
okay.
I'll have to look it up for you,
okay.
because there is a
sure.
thing about it. Do you ever feel your creativity just empty? Do you ever feel like it's empty, like you can't?
Not really. I know it always comes back. Sometimes you just get sick of it and overwhelmed with it, and you're like, I just need a break. I need to shut my head off, but it always comes back, which is awesome.
It is.
Which is what matters.
That's right.
You can take a break. You can take a break. You don't have to pound it all out right now. You know.
No.
It all comes back. That's the thing about abusing our gifts is that they don't ever go anywhere. You know, all kinds of people, you know, with piano and you know, orchestra and art and, I mean, everything. It comes back. It's not ever leaving you. You may get tired of it and you may need a break from it. It may need a break from you too.
Right.
But it comes back.
Okay. All right. Tell me one thing you want everybody to know about.
Oh my God.
They're available on Amazon.
They are available on Amazon.
Everybody should read them.
Okay. Everybody should read them. That's what you said.
Mm-hmm.
I would like people to read them.
Right. Give us something to entice without giving the story away.
Oh, Lord. You would probably be better at that than I am. To entice, pick a book.
Wanderer. Start with Wanderer.
Something
That's
to entice with Wanderer.
Started.
It is twisty as hell.
It is.
When I was writing it, if I thought anybody would be able to figure out where I'm going, I changed everything. Just to, and you know, like I said, the lady that left me that review, she had told Roger, she said it was 6 or 7 times that I thought I knew where this was going and I was wrong. And she said, so I just gave up. And I mean, it was really flattering. It was really sweet that, you know, I know where this is going. Oh, it's not going that way. And I actually, when I worked at the pharmacy, I was working at the little drive-through window, and I had a lady come up, and she's like, I know who you are. And I got noticed in a bathroom once.
Really?
This woman knew who I was. And she's like, I wish I had a book with me. I'd have you sign it.
Oh,
and
that's
like,
awesome.
We're in the ladies' room.
Right.
Which is fine. I mean,
Please let me pull my pants up first.
I was washing my hands.
Thank goodness.
But yes, exactly. But this
looking
girl,
under the stall.
I'll never
Those
forget.
shoes look familiar.
Yes. No, it was not like that. But yeah, her name was Trish Lemaster. And she had come through and she's like, I know who you are. Your books are and her review is fantastic. I mean, absolutely. She's like, you know, she named off all these book series that I have read, and she's like, this one is better than those. And I'm just like, I mean, I felt my cheeks got red, and I just was like, oh my God, you are adorable.
That's awesome.
I mean, just, it was really sweet, and it was really flattering, and I just was blown away.
That's awesome.
But yeah, no, Wanderer is, you know, in Lauren's opinion, like I said, she's been with me. I mean, we've known each other since before we were published, but, you know, 10 years ago, I guess. And she's like, isn't it funny that your first book is like the book? And I mean, I don't see it that way, but you know, she does. I think you might.
I love that book. I love the series.
It is a crazy, twisty,
yeah. I mean, I
train
read
wreck of a book.
all the time. I read all the time, and I always think I've got it figured out because I read so much, and I didn't.
No, and that's the point, is if you can figure it out, I have not done a very good job. And my family hates watching anything with me, because I will tell you who the bad guy is, I will tell you where this is going to go, and they're like, and it is, and then they turn and look at me. I'm like, dude, I can't help it.
Right.
You're welcome.
Right.
Now I've saved you the trouble of watching this whole movie. I've told you what's going to happen.
There you go. You're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Now you have time to go do your chores.
Let me give you some more chores, because
now you got time.
Because you glared at me.
Oh yeah.
They don't glare at me.
They don't.
No, I'm pretty hard. They won't. I'm like, what was your tone? No tone, Mom. Really?
What was the tone of your eyeballs?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Put your eyeballs away.
That's right.
Looking
And
at
your
me.
nostrils.
Yeah. Quit your huffing. But yeah, that's it. I mean, when you get in there, if, like I said, if you can figure out my book, I'm sorry, and I haven't done a very good job.
You can't figure out her book
because it's got a kick, man. I hate reading a book and knowing what's going to happen. And figuring it out. And I've just, ever since I started writing my own stuff, I've gotten so picky. I've put away more books than I've finished, because
really?
I'm like, I know where that's
going to
go.
I can't do it. Even if I don't like it, I have to finish it.
I won't waste my time.
I don't know if it's like hope.
It could be hope.
But for whatever reason.
It might be hope. And I hope I don't sound snotty with any of the stuff I said. I certainly do not mean it that way. It's just, it's personal.
Yeah.
That's how it is. And I hope anybody that wants to write a book will write a book. I would love to read it. Kick it out there. Make it the best you can. Throw it, against the wall, crash it. Everything that you can put into your book, put into your book.
You want them to write the book and then abuse it. Got it.
No. Make it just smack. You've got to make your book
smack.
Yeah.
Smack who?
You. Quit it.
Why all the books gotta smack me?
No, they just have to be everything you want them to be. Don't listen to other people. Listen to you. Mm-hmm. That's what I do. I don't listen to anybody. I write me.
Good. And you do well.
Thank you.
And I will have all of her books linked
my God.
in the
You're
description.
Very sweet. Thank you.
And Carol and I thank her for
on our side show podcast extra clip thingy. And our next guest is
Ellen Pratt.
Ellen Pratt. We love her.
We probably do.
Oh my God, she's totally
I'm sure
my
I will.
girl. You will.
I know I will.
You will.
But I've never met her.
You will.
So for right now, I have a fondness.
Yes. And I love her. And you have a fondness.
And I have a fondness. All right. So join us in a couple of weeks for Ellen Pratt.
Yes.
On superstitions, traditions, and definitions, whatever we're calling this segment.
Book edition.
Book edition.
Author edition.
Author edition.
About it.
All right.
Go team author.
Go team author.
Right on.
All right. Right on.
Mm-hmm.
Literally. Right on.
You're such a dork. That's not how I meant it.
That's how I took it.
I know, but we'll keep it that way.
Okay.
What a cute little play on words.
I know. For our author segment, right on.
You're adorable.
I know.
Oh my goodness.
Freaking cute.
You are freaking cute. I'm gonna have to beat you.
All right. Continue to join us for all the other segments we do. We are having a blast.
Yes, we are.
And we hope you're enjoying it also.
We're
Tuesdays,
cracking ourselves right up.
We do.
Mm-hmm.
We crack ourselves right up. Tuesdays for superstitions. Saturdays for Am I the Asshole? And our herbal apothecary once a month.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And our authors
in there
twice
too.
a month.
Sometime.
Yeah.
Just slap it in there where it fits.
That's right. Throw it in.
Peace out.
Peace
Love
out.
You. Bye.